Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Trades of the Week with myself, Marcus de Maria, and my head trainer, Dennis Sahlström, who is going to take you through what we have been investing in and also what to invest in. And hopefully we'll see the same profits that we've been having over the last few months. We've got a great show for you today, especially because of what's been happening in the crypto market. Mayhem. So, Dennis, what have we got today? By the way, Dennis is calling in from Sweden. So that is fantastic. All right.
Yeah, since last week, right? That we have AMPH. It was a short one we looked at because we always want to be hedged. It's just hovering around basically. It hasn't really done much, and we're looking here we're a little bit of a loss. So hopefully it will start to head down.
Okay, so that candle there then, so that took us in, right? So we were a little bit in profit, maybe 0.5%, and then it went all the way back up again. And as you can see, we're in that red zone. Can you see that? So that's the risk, but it mustn't go above that, because if it does go above up, that means a 1% loss on our entire portfolio. Boo, we don't want that. All right. Let's see
Exactly.
what happens.
And we had another short as well, because the market has really been rallying higher. We'll get into that in a moment. But another one we were in was the Salesforce.com, so CM. So we were in a good profit here. The price came down, and then we moved our stop loss. We discussed that last week, so make sure you look at that last episode we recorded to really understand how and why we moved the stop loss. But then it moved up instead, took us out, and we had a 1% win, actually, 1% profit.
So this sometimes happens. So as you can see there on CRM, we were 1% in profit. Then it actually went to 2% in profit. At that stage, we moved our stop loss down. But then, as you can see, it went back up again. All right. Well, what's next, Dennis?
So next up, we have AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, the one you're invested in as well.
Yes. Very good. Went up a little bit.
And we're a bit in profit. Yep, a little bit. So it's getting there. Woohoo.
All right. Stocks move a little bit slowly, but in comparison to some other things we could mention, which we will mention in just a moment.
And then we went into DocuSign as well, so DOCU, and we're a bit in profit on that as well. Moved very similar to AMD.
Yeah, it does look very similar, actually. That looks really similar. Okay, so a little bit in profit there. We're not going to raise any stop losses as yet, but that's basically a lot of volatility in the market. Not really clear where the direction really is at the moment. But okay, so let's move on to any new ones, any more?
Yeah, we have some new ones on there. So, but we are still in electronic art and some others. I kind of have quite a few buffaloes now, but we are adding two new ones as well. And there's upward trending ones. So, so we can get into what is happening in the market a bit. And the market's actually turned quite bullish, I would say. The market has been going up. We discussed last week and 2 weeks ago as well that the estimates they did on the non-farm payroll and all the estimates analysts made kind of drove the market lower. But we have been in for some really good earnings. That we are in the earnings seasons. Major companies such as Apple, such as Facebook, has shown great earnings. And now coming out of lockdown, together with maybe discussions of a new stimulus package, we'll see. And this is in the US, might lead the markets a lot higher.
Okay. Good. Let's have a look at some stocks.
So we have the first one. The first one we're looking at here is alarm.com. So ALRM. So it is in a nice upward trend. It's falling quite a bit from 100 down to 74 and is now looking to go higher again. So I would have liked to get in a couple of days ago, but since we are recording these on Tuesday, then this is still doable. We still have a 3-to-1 on here.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 days ago was really our entry point. But since we are here on the Tuesday, now is maybe wait for it to kind of break that high. Maybe that would be a good idea. Maybe.
Yeah, to break this high here of this red one.
Yeah, just to make sure. And also, by the way, if it comes back down and then hits that line, that might be an entry point. What's important is to use a stop order to take us in. Don't just buy at market. All right, what else do we have?
Yeah, so the last one we have is BRP, which is a nice looking buffalo as well. So we can look at that here, ranging nicely. And we have a good risk reward ratio in this as well. Stop loss goes underneath the lowest level here, so we have a little bit of margin here in case it does go down.
It would be really nice
Um,
to see a shorter green candle, if that's at all possible. That would be absolutely amazing. But if it doesn't, that's fine because we have a good risk reward ratio on this one.
yeah, exactly. So like Marcus said, right, if we get this smaller candle there, then our entry order will also be lower, which allows us to get an even better risk reward ratio as well.
Yeah, so risking 1% in order to make, let's say, 3.5% or 4% is even better than a 1 to 3. But the 1 to 3 is minimum. Okay,
Yeah.
so don't let anybody tell you any different. 1 to 3 is absolute minimum. If you can't see the possibility of making at least 3 times more than you're risking, that for me is not a trade, not for me. Okay, all right, brilliant. So what is happening? What is happening in cryptos? Wow, what a meltdown in cryptos we had in the last week. Absolutely incredible. I mean, I think at one stage I was down 3.5 million. Let me just check. Yeah, 3.5 more, maybe more than $3.5 million, and that was an interesting feeling, I have to tell you. That was awesome.
How did it
Okay,
feel?
well, you kind of get a mixture of oh, been there, done that before, and but this time, is it going to be different? Right? It's never different. But you have your inner voice kind of saying, is it going to be different this time, etc. So I did what any good trader does, I bought some more. Awesome. All right, let's have a look
Yeah, very cool.
at
Yeah, because it's very interesting, right? Because a lot of people are selling now because they're panicking, obviously, because it's falling down so much. People think we're entering a bear market, and of course, I understand that people are scared. And last week we did look at the 21 weekly moving average.
yeah. So
Let's just
normally when it goes like hits it, normally that is a really good rebound level, but unfortunately it didn't do that at all. It closed below it. By the way, when it closes below something, remember in the last few months I've been talking about when something closes above it, it'll carry on. Well, it's exactly the same here. Can you see that it closed below it? As soon as it closed below it, unfortunately, that's a signal for traders to sell short and get out of their positions.
yeah. So what we're
But it
looking
has
at.
rebounded.
Yeah, it is. And we'll see, right? It did fall off sharply. And don't forget as well, this area here is actually the longest period it's been above without touching the 21 weekly moving average. So that we got a bigger correction is nothing strange. And we do see this as a buying opportunity, but it is important though that we do get a strong reaction to the upside. So we are climbing above the 21 weekly moving average again. And what you should look out for and what you should watch out for is now if we get a strong reaction to the upside like this, and then it goes down and crosses below the last low here, that's a problem. Then we could discuss entering a bear market, but for now, it's just a correction. So wait for a move to the upside. And by the way, it could move down a bit further before it moves up, but wait for a strong reaction to the upside. And then if it crosses below, that's the warning sign we're going to be looking for.
I think it all depends on what your strategy is. The reason that Warren Buffett is so immensely profitable and successful in what he does is because his time frame is forever. He doesn't care whether the market closes for 5 to even 10 years. So if you need the money right now in order to survive because you're an intraday trader, that's a problem, right? But if you don't, like, so for example, we were talking with the team yesterday because all of my team are obviously investing as well. We're saying, look, you've got your bread and butter, and this is just something that you're doing in order to build up your wealth, but your cash flow is actually on the everyday things that you do, then it doesn't matter, does it? Then what this does, this kind of pullback allows you to be buying up, at much cheaper prices. Now, BTC obviously is still very, very high compared to where it was this time last year. It was at around 3,500 to 4,000 last year, right? So it's still very, very high. But some of the other altcoins, it's a good entry point, especially some of the newer ones as well. So let's have a look at some more Ether. You want to
Yeah.
have a look at?
Yeah, so Bitcoin's down 40%, as you guys can see here. Great entry points. People thought they would never fall this low, but they did. Oh boy. And Bitcoin or Ethereum fell down actually below the 2000 mark. So
I
down
mean,
60%.
60%. And this is something else that we discussed, Dennis, is that, a lot of our clients were like, oh, when can we get in? When can we? It just seems to be going up. It's not giving us an entry point. Well, da-dum. And I wonder how many of those people are like, no, let me just wait. Let me just wait. And the challenge now is if you wait too long, it's just going to creep up. Well, I don't know what it's going to do, right? But what tends to happen kind of creeps up. And you go, oh, well, hold on, is it? And it creeps up, and you go, well, maybe. And it creeps up. And before you know it, it's like, oh, no, I'm not going to buy now. It's gone up too much.
Yeah. And
It's,
a very good.
that's why you need a strategy with rules. Very important.
Yeah, and a very good example was in the Corona crash. I mean, you can barely see it now, but I think it was back here, right? And from that,
Wow.
and from
You
this
can't see
moment,
it.
no,
Yeah.
barely. This was a big crash. The price went down almost 70%, and I'm people were scared. They were panicking, and we were buying according to the strategy. And you can see here, this is what Marcus explained. It creeps up, goes down, creeps up a bit, goes down,
Shall I
creeps up
buy
a little
now?
bit
Shall I
more.
buy now? Shall I buy now? Shall I buy now? No, it's too high now. I'm not going to buy now.
Yeah, and
I
then
should
when
have
is it
bought
too
down at the
high?
bottom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So and so
Oh,
now is the best time to get started. Don't mortgage your house, but I mean, this is a good opportunity.
please
We
don't
think.
mortgage your house.
Don't do that.
That's why we have the
Yeah.
calculators, which basically show you, if you've got X amount of money and following the strategy, how much should you put in now as opposed to the next time, the next time, the next time, the next time. By the way, if any of you do want to know those strategies, please make sure that you do let us know below and we'll contact you.
Yeah, and don't
Or there
forget.
could even be a link coming up somewhere. Who knows nowadays, Dennis, what's going to happen, right?
Yes,
There's always
technology.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, could be. And also, don't forget that Ethereum is going to do eventually the Ethereum 2.0 when they upgrade their system, which is going to be very interesting. So this is definitely one to look out for. It is the biggest blockchain out there, mentioned several times before.
But not only
And
that, later on in the year, they're actually now talking about burning some of their tokens, which they haven't done before. And of course, burning the tokens like BNB has always done means there's going to be less and less of those tokens. Burning tokens basically means they delete the tokens. But burning just sounds a lot better.
deleting, exactly. Oh, that's what they're doing. And then we have XRP as well, down 70% roughly, fell from $2 all the way down to around $0.66. So also, right, have the orders ready. And if you believe in the project, obviously, but I think could be a great entry point as well for XRP, especially now when they're looking to get out of the woods with the SEC.
What makes you say they're looking to get out of? What makes you say that? I want evidence.
You want evidence? I'm gonna get you evidence when I have them. But no, they have been
Uh,
winning some. They have some small victories. We've gone through them in the past, right? They have some small victories, and SEC is now trying to prove. Well, Ethereum and Bitcoin are those projects as security, or because they've done the similar things as XRP has, and they work in a similar fashion as well. So we'll see where that ends up. But I think it's worth, for me at least, it's worth getting a position, especially for trading as well.
yeah, it's very low, minus 70%. Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. Obviously, it's gone up a little bit now because we're filming today as opposed to a few days ago, but there were some great entry points there.
Absolutely. And this is a new one. This was a new one for last week. This is Internet Computers, ICP, which is also very, very interesting. And I think this is a good one to get into if you do your research. It could be one to a blockchain to kind of be a competitor, or who knows, be another blockchain that comes forward, which could really be really good. They already have quite a few projects launching on it and working on it. Supposedly, it's a lot better and faster than Ethereum as well.
This is an interesting one. It might be a little bit more speculative because, yes, it has been actually running for a long time, not in the public view, though. And so then when it launched from nowhere, although it had been running in the background since, I think you said 2000, what did you say, 16, 17, something like that?
Yeah, exactly. I think around
Yeah. But then it
2016.
went
Yeah.
boom, straight in at number 8. And I think now it's at number 9, which is just incredible. It just came from nowhere. I do have several positions on this. I am in a loss, obviously. So we will see what happens there. Which other ones are we going to be looking at?
Yeah,
I
we're
think
gonna be
that
looking at some new ones as well.
look,
But
look,
yeah.
look at the big ones, though. Well, when you say new ones, right, these are the big ones. Let's have a look at BNB, for example, the Binance coin or the Binance token, which is very, very strong. But if you think about it, it was up at almost 700 and then it went down to almost 200. Wow. I mean, that's one hell of an opportunity to have gotten into. And now, when you're saying, well, it's at 300 and something, so I've missed the boat. Come on, guys. How have you missed the boat? Start building a position. Do your own research. I'm very bullish on BNB. I also bought a couple of times as it went down as well.
Yeah, and same here. And this is very common. This will be a very common pattern you see when you are investing or trading, that it could and usually does. It creates a resistance and then breaks it, but then at some point it retests it. And no, it's not a clear line. It did go a little bit below, retracted above it quite fast. So I think what we could see is that it went down, retested it, and then to move higher. But
No one knows, of
obviously,
course. Yeah, no one knows. By the way, we should maybe mention, what are some of the reasons why it went down so much? People are blaming Elon Musk because of his tweets, the fact that, there's this big thing and a growing, I have to say, concern about the environmental impact of Bitcoin mining using up so much electricity, which of course is interesting because all Tesla cars use electricity.
yeah,
Okay,
of
I'm not
course.
sure what to say about that, but okay, fine, I get all of that. I am sure Michael Saylor has now called, by the way, together a meeting between kind of environmentalists, Elon Musk, and people who are looking to improve on Bitcoin to see, how they can improve these things in the future. And I think that is a really positive way to move forward instead of attacking Bitcoin. So that's really good. By the way, Elon then said, when things were going down, his tweets are so annoying, but he said something along the lines of, Tesla has diamond hands, meaning they're not going to sell their Bitcoin, etc. What else?
Well,
China,
yeah.
as always, saying that they're going to ban Bitcoin trading. Ugh. They've been doing that since 2017. This is not new news at all. Okay, it's not new news, but it's good to remind the world that that is the case.
Yeah, well,
Any
one
other
thing
reasons why it went down? Yeah.
No, but one thing I would like to add is that, like you said, MicroStrategy, they accumulated more Bitcoin. Rails that sold around 58,000, they accumulated more as well now. So all these signs are
Is
quite
it Arc
interesting.
Trust, one of the big institutions? They did exactly the same, yeah.
Yeah, and then Ray Dalio has actually now gotten out. He was been very much against Bitcoin
Yes.
as well, but he is now, well, actually, it's a good diversification, and he's getting
He
into it
bought
as
some
well.
for the very first time. Yeah, he actually bought some. Ray Dalio is very much old school. So for him to be saying, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's very, very
Is
cool.
that worth a
Okay,
round
are
of
there any?
applause? Maybe.
We could have a
Maybe.
round of applause for Ray
Way.
Dalio. Hey,
Yeah. So,
Ray.
but yeah,
Hey.
what would you say to people that are scared at the moment about getting into the market and they see this fall with your 28 years of experience? What would you tell them?
Yes, my 20 years of crypto trading. No. For those who don't know, crypto's only been going for 12 years. So basically what I would say is, again, what we always say, which is follow the strategy. And if you say, I don't have a strategy with rules of where to get in, when to get in, how much money to invest, where to get out with a loss and where to get out with a profit, you shouldn't really be involved here. You really need to do more research and really understand what it is that you are doing. Because the strategy would have taught you very clearly when to get in, at what points. I know when to get in before I get in, like way before I get in. So I know the entry points and also the exit points. So you're having clear rules. But I don't know how much that helps. So what I'm going to say here is that if you liked these coins like BNB, etc., when they're at a very high, and now they're at a discount to 50, 60%. Surely you've got to love them now, no? And everything that you're feeling right now is probably just emotional. Rational, does it make sense? Something that I liked at this price at a 50% discount. And then don't get in with everything, but make sure, again, position sizing is so important, knowing how much to invest. Most people don't do that. So now they're going to get in with everything. And if it falls down, they're going to then panic and then they're going to get out. And that's when it's going to go back up. So it's a bit of a mess. You need to know what you are doing. So make sure you subscribe to this channel because we're always going to be supporting you, giving you that information, but also keeping that momentum going by motivating you as well.
Yeah. Very good.
All right, let's finish this part off.
Yeah. Next up we have VChain as well, another big one, right? It works with the supply chain management, so they're down 60% as well. Also a great project.
Great project.
And then we have Cardano, the Ethereum killer. Be speaking about that as well, down 37% at the moment.
Yes.
Mm.
It's really interesting that it's only down 37%. Obviously, it did go down a lot more,
Yeah.
very, very briefly, and straight back up. But it was over $2, and now it's at what, $1.50. So again, if
Yeah.
you're bullish on this, don't put all your money in. Just make sure, by the way, asset allocation, make sure that you spread your risk a little bit as well. This is investment.
Mm.
So you can lose everything. Don't forget that. People forget this. Just because cryptos has been going up in this massive bull market, you're still investing. There's still risk. When you put money in the bank, there's still risk. Now, the reason that they pay you a little bit is because there is a little bit of risk, right? The less they pay, the less risk there is, apparently. Although with banks, I'm not so sure. Okay, what else do we have? Any more?
Yeah, we
Polkadot.
have Polkadot as well. Also a great project. Could be one to well, not kill Ethereum, but one big ecosystem, such as Binance Chain, such as Ethereum as well. So it could be a competitor to those as well. So also a great one to get into, one of the infrastructure projects.
Yeah, so all we've done there is to show you some really, I mean, the one we didn't show maybe is Link. That's another
Yeah.
one that I probably would have shown. Could you quickly show that one there? So that's Chainlink, which also is one of the more solid ones, the more solid ones to get into. As always, do your own research, and it depends on what you want to do right now. But we are basically doubling down on our more solid ones there. So this one down about 50%. There you go. If you loved it at that price, at around, what is it? 54 or whatever it was before, and now it's at around 26. I mean, what is there not to like? What is there not to like? Yeah. Okay, very
Absolutely.
good.
So we have some great crypto projects for you there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so so moving on to our stock strategy
Yeah.
with investing using the VCA.
So it's looking a little bit brighter here. So we're actually up 10% on Square, which is also a big player in the crypto industry.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
So we looked at it a
Square,
couple of
wow,
weeks
wow,
ago.
wow, wow, wow. The
Yeah.
reason I said I didn't get into Square just like because I didn't have any money left. But that is one I think I said this last week. I definitely wanted to get into Square, and it's up 10%. So congratulations for those of you who did get in. Please do comment below if you did get in. We would love to know. Absolutely fantastic. What else?
Then we have Take-Two Interactive as well. The gaming platform, or the building games such as Activision Blizzard is one example, but this is a kind of a younger version, a lot of potential, up 13%, had really good earnings. If we have a look at them down here, they beat the earning estimate. You see that the estimate was 0.71, and then they reported 1.4. So they're actually surprised by almost doubling the earnings per share, so how much profit they made. And that had a really good effect on the market.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Congratulations for those of you who took action on that. And what else do we have?
Coinbase, is it our favorite?
Hey. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess since this is kind of a play, definitely on cryptocurrencies. Although having said that, I got to tell you something. You think, well, Coinbase, therefore, if Bitcoin goes down, then therefore this is going to go down. And it kind of has, but it really shouldn't. And I'll tell you why. Because what tends to happen is that as things go down, people tend to jump in and do a lot of trading. Now, whether they are selling or buying or selling short, i.e. making money when markets go down, the broker just makes money. The broker doesn't care whether you make money or lose money. The broker just gets paid every time you buy and you sell, every time you sell short and you buy back, right? So actually, with all the selling that's been going and all the buying that's been going, this should have been good for Coinbase. So I'm still bullish on, I mean, it doesn't look like it, right? But I have a good medium term. And remember, when we're doing these VCAs, value cost averaging, right? We're getting in, we want it to go down, and we are prepared to wait months to years. I know we haven't had to wait years yet on this program, but be prepared, because this is investing, right? Trading days to weeks, investing months to years. All right.
Yeah, and what I love about this as well, we actually invested in gold companies. We took profits on Franco-Nevada Corp last week, and this week we're going to take profit, or have taken profits, on KGC. This is Kinross Gold Corp, a bit of a smaller gold miner that's also gone up a lot. It fell down 40%, and now we're taking profits on that. So while cryptos are going down, we can actually take profits on some other asset classes. That's why it's so important to not have all your your money in cryptos because those are all going to go down at the same time and up, of course. And then you have gold, maybe silver, maybe you have stocks and shares in different industries. So hopefully something goes up when another asset goes down. So 20% profit on King Cross Gold for those of you who got into that.
This is why this diversification is so important. I know I said asset allocation last time, but diversification is so important to get into something where when something else goes up, something else goes down. And when something else goes down, something else goes up. That's why it's so important. So congratulations for everybody that got in. We're not going to do a milk the cow because there we didn't milk the cow. We actually sold. We got out of our position. So we're not milking the cow there. We're killing the cow. We're shooting the damn thing.
Oh, boo. Okay, fine.
Boo.
Ooh, okay. And then we have Twitter as well. We're up 10% on Twitter. Had really good earnings, even though it fell down. And it fell down, if you remember that we discussed, because Facebook had way better earnings. So they kind of compared apples and cheese balls right there. And you shouldn't do that, right? You should compare apples to apples. So that's what we took advantage of.
Wow. Balls. Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a good example. Absolutely. You should not compare. You heard it from Dennis. You should not compare apples to cheese balls.
Yeah.
That is correct.
But this is a good learning, right? The learning here is if something comes down and there's no very big reason, then it's a great time to get in if you do your research and like the company. All right. So, and then we have a new one this week as well.
Ooh,
as you can see, we're in quite a few. Yes, Shake Shack. So it's down 37% at the moment. It actually, funnily enough, it's a growth company, but it has had losing periods. The whole last year they were losing money. They were not profitable, but now they turn it around. So now they actually gave they have become profitable. And I think they made something like 8.5%, and they're looking in the next couple of years to grow a lot more. So
what is it that they do? Is it do they actually have physical locations?
Yeah, they have physical locations as well.
Where you can buy shakes?
You can buy shakes. Yes, exactly. Well,
my kids love stuff like that. Honestly, whenever we go in the high street and there's anything like that there, they daddy, daddy, daddy. And I have to say, you know, I don't know why, but they always get Oreo. Why do they always get Oreo? I can't stand Oreo. It doesn't taste, it turns a burnt soil to me. A bit like coffee turns.
Soil.
Yeah, yeah. I like Kinder Bueno flavor or something.
Wow.
Not that I eat any, by the way. I do not. I have some of the girls, you know. I never have my own. So what they're saying here is that because of the rollout of multiple vaccines, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention revised its guidance. According to them, fully vaccinated people are no longer required to wear masks. So I'm not quite sure how they're going to show that, though. Is that on their passport, or they have a sticker? Do they have a sticker on their arm here or something like that? Honestly, I can't stand this kind of stuff.
I think they have a post-it note on their forehead. That's going to be the easiest way of doing it. However, so they have shakes, but they also have like burgers and stuff like that. So when they ease the lockdown, which they are doing in the US, I think Shake Shack will benefit from this. And they've done well during the lockdown because they have doing a lot of obviously delivery and I don't know what you call it, pickup food, drive-through. Yeah. So this is one you can have a look at. And one reason we added this, Marcus, do you know the reason we added this?
No.
The reason is because it's in a different industry, right? We're already in Twitter, we're in gold, we're in technology, and now we're in another industry, which is the restaurant industry. So we're kind of hedging ourselves here.
Yeah, very good. Again, so this is another play on diversification, making sure, because people think that if they're in different companies, they're diversified. But if they're both part of the NASDAQ, the technology company, then you're not really diversified. So absolutely fantastic. And by the way, I just remember what I really like. Anything with malt in it. Malt. Don't you love malt? Tell us below if you love malt, because I love malt. Anything with Maltesers. I'm going slightly off subject here, but I absolutely love Maltesers. What about you, Dennis?
Yes, Maltesers are awesome. I like those as well.
I thought you were healthy.
I am. I'm like the healthy versions, which are made of peas, actually. No?
Wow. Okay. The way your mind works, incredible. All right, so that's good. So listen, I hope that you have plenty to think about this week in the trades of the week, because especially with the cryptos, look, I don't know whether you're like, sometimes you get emotional paralysis. You're like, oh, I don't know what to, I don't want to do. Do your research, take action. No one says you have to put a lot of money in, but do make sure you take action. Very, very important indeed. I had to, because I was down so much, I actually had to transfer some more money in order to be able to buy some more. So I'm going to buy some even more as soon as we finish this recording there as well. Can we have a look at the results very quickly, Dennis?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the results right here. So
Yes.
25th of May, and we closed 1% on Buffalo. So that was the
Woo!
CRM, reached the
Ching
stop loss.
ching! Wonderful. Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful. VCA plus 20%. We took that there. So we're at 380% on our money invested. And this is going to surprise some of you, but on the cryptos, we are still up 460 on CCA and small cap 920. Because just in the same way as when we're up, right, we only milk the cow, right? That's all we do. We don't take a profit. We're still in it. So we don't reflect those. Equally, when we're down, we haven't sold either. And so therefore, we are still in. In fact, we're going to be adding some more money as well. So let us follow that. Make sure that you do comment below to see whether you're getting these kind of returns. And if you do want the strategies, make sure that you click one of the links that is coming up now. And I hope that you did enjoy the trades of the week this week. I know it's a little bit of a different format with Dennis being in Sweden. Are you enjoying Sweden, Dennis?
Yes, I am. We have amazing weather. It's always sunny here where I live. It's really good. Thank you.
It's always sunny where you live. Okay, fantastic. And make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. Very, very important, because you don't want to miss out on some of the amazing entry points that we are considering doing ourselves. Remember, everything that we are doing here, that we're showing you, we do ourselves. So make sure you hit that subscribe button now. We look forward to seeing you next week on Trades of the Week.